Hello and welcome back. As you can see, I'm wearing my official sort of green plaid shirt, and maybe I should change the name of the channel to the Green Plaid Luthier. I don't know. Anyway, today I have something a little different, and it's not unrelated to lutherie. In fact, I'm using the same woods that I would use in a guitar. This is musically related, and what it is this thing, which, what is that? It's a sheet of wood. Okay, it is a sheet of wood, and we can see from the back that what it really is a stand for music. Now, this is specifically a stand that I designed for use at the dining room table, because I very seldom, if ever, actually sit to play or practice in a location where a music stand that sits on the floor makes any sense at all. I sit at the dining room table and lay out the music in front of me, and then I can't see the far end of it. So I need something to stand up the music so that I can see it and try to play it, or at least reference it. So, what is this little beast? Well, to begin with, this is made out of sycamore. Okay, sycamore is an interesting wood. It has a little bee's wing pattern to it when it's close to quarter sawn, and when it's totally on the quarter, you get this kind of effect, and it's really quite striking. It's very similar in some ways to oak, the way oak looks when it's quarter sawn. Now, I've made some guitars with sycamore, and as you can see, it's a fairly dramatic effect if you get the quartered look. If you don't get the quartered look, it's kind of washed out and kind of, Okay, so I cut up a lot of sycamore at one time. I really like the wood as a tone wood, as much as back and sides are ever a tone wood. Which is, we can debate that at some later point in time. But it occurred to me that nobody else really knew or cared about sycamore. Now, let me make this distinct, because there are multiple species of wood that are called sycamore. Okay, in England, sycamore is actually a maple tree, a type of maple. And that's what sycamore would be called. Now, that's a more accepted instrument wood than what I call sycamore. What we call here in the colonies, in the States, sycamore is actually what in England they call plane tree. I think it's Plane, which always seemed like an odd type of name to me. But nonetheless, here in the States, we call that sycamore, and it's a plane tree for you Brits out there. So, what have I done here? I've taken a back. I just couldn't bring myself to make this a music stand. I'm sorry. It would be beautiful. Someday, maybe that will become a guitar. Who knows? I took some of the weaker visual pieces, joined them together like I would a back. Okay, this is measuring about 12 inches, about 13 actually if you include the bottom, by 18 inches. Okay, 13 inches by 18 inches. You can look that up for metric. And then I have about 1.5 inch piece down here for the ledge. I've used a strip of rosewood here as kind of the joint. The rosewood has more gluing surface on both sides, than the little thin piece of sycamore. And then on the back, I've set up this little gizmo that is made out of Moradao, which we'll call Bolivian rosewood if you want. And it's set up in a very simple kind of, I don't know, 19th century kind of look with just a swinging set of feet and then a piece that comes down. You can see how it's shaped to hold it down like that. Now in this particular case, I used 5/16 inch dowel for all the dowel sections, and this is just 4/4 Moradao that's been cut up a little bit over 1/4 inch in all cases. Okay, very simple design. I don't think I need to draw it out for you, but in case you're missing something, that simply goes up and down like that. It was originally set up to where when it's glued there, this is even with the bottom. So then swinging out, it goes to an angle. And then multiple slots cut here so you can have different angles. I usually like this at about the farthest one. So anyway, when I'm sitting at the dining room table, this is about perfect eye level for me. Just look down a little bit. I do have bifocals, right? And I can read this. This is about the size of a music book opened. Right, I've got one here. So this is pretty much normal folio size. And we come across there. Now you see music stands that have little wires that come down here so that you can hold that down. I tend to use clothespins or little snap clamps. They work fine. You could put something like that here, something that comes down and holds the music. There's lots of room for improvement on this. This was a one-off kind of deal I did for myself, and it's something that you could do and actually turn around and sell it, maybe as a gift idea for this time of year, who knows. But I thought I would share that just as something that I've put a little bit of time into. This took me a day to make. Use fast setting glues and it all goes together pretty easy. Thickness on this, a little less than 1/4, between 1/4 and 1/8 of an inch. Regular back thickness. And other than that, I mean, what else is there to say? I put a quick coat of shellac on the front, kind of protect it a little bit. I'll probably put a few more coats on. And that's pretty much it. It's an idea. If you like it, you can go ahead and make it. I don't care. I'm not patenting in this. It's probably been done a million other times with slightly different arrangements, maybe even the same arrangement. Who knows? I don't, and I haven't looked it up. I just kind of came up with it. If someone else came up with it on their own, wants to patent it, go for it. See you later.